Hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show for you today. One of the biggest. Yep, NCAA, they're toast. They only slapped their wrist, and Michigan skated. First thing I want to say, Jim Harbaugh, especially Connor Stalions and Sherrone Moore, you did it. You did it. You spent 2.5 years. Y'all won a national title. You cheated like crazy.
Allegedly.
And you got away with it. You got away with it. Just going to have to pay a fine. That's it. It's amazing. The greatest hire in the history of college football, Connor Stalions, $60,000 a year. $60,000 a year. There are assistant coaches making $2.5 million a year that can't smell what Connor Stalions did. They're not even in the same league. Oh yeah, look at that, folks. Right there. Jim Harbaugh before and after Connor Stalions. 49-26. Afterwards, 40-3. Have you ever seen a turnaround like that? The second Connor Stalions showed up at Michigan, boom, woo, we can't be beaten. 3 losses in 3 years while he was there. Prior to that, under Jim Harbaugh, 26 losses. Brilliant. And they got, look, hey, you got to give credit where credit is due. No scholarships lost, no postseason ban. You get to keep the natty, no wins vacated, nothing.
Are you serious?
Nothing of any substance whatsoever. Nothing, just money, just a fine, basically. And then some BS nonsense show cause that won't mean anything. Let's get into this. Look, I give credit where credit's due. They did it. And the NCAA, congratulations. Y'all showed your mettle.
Kills this fight.
I said ball!
Yep, just jumped right through the window. Wow. Put them up. Put them up. And here's Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports, and he's covering this. Wolverines avoided a postseason ban. They were hit with fines. Jim Harbaugh got a 10-year show cause. Now, wait a minute. Didn't Michigan try to make him the highest paid coach in the country before he went and took $18 million a year or whatever it was in the NFL? Huh. But they tried to make him the highest paid coach. Oh, well. 8-year show cause for Connor Stalions. An additional game suspension for head coach Sherrone Moore. Oh, boy. That's just awful. Now he still gets to coach against Oklahoma, which was his alma mater. That's the game he didn't want to miss. He'd already given up the 3rd and 4th game, but now he won't get to coach against, what, New Mexico State or whatever. So that's how you teach a repeat offender. You make sure he doesn't coach against New Mexico State. Now, a coach at Tennessee that went by the name of Bruce Pearl, he lied about a barbecue sandwich and got a 3-year show cause and had to sit out. He didn't get a show cause and get to keep coaching. Oh, no. No. Over a barbecued sandwich. This guy is a repeat offender who deleted 52 text messages from one Connor Stalions. One game, basically, on top of the 3rd and 4th that he'd already handpicked. And he gets to coach the game he wanted, which is the 2nd game. And then he's fine. No problem. Oh, but you're under probation, Sherrone. 4 years of probation.
Oh. Then as of this moment, they're on double secret probation.
A 14-week prohibition on recruiting communications.
Just made the list, buddy.
25% reduction in football official visits. Oh, no. They'll just have to give them money and they'll come anyway. Oh, this is just, it's a nightmare for Michigan. They'll never get over it. Now, here's the part that I guess they think is tough. $50,000 fine plus 10% of the budget, which will probably be about $20 million. And then I think they got another big old fine. The anticipated loss, which they're fining them for 2 seasons of postseason ban, but they're not giving them postseason ban. They're just charging them the money, which is probably another 15 or 20 million bucks. And by the way, Larry Ellison, he can take that out of his pocket change. Let me just show you something when they talk about all these fines, how much this really is in reality. Larry Ellison, the billionaire co-founder of Oracle, contributed significantly to Michigan's Champions Circle NIL Collective, enabling the university to secure the commitment of top football recruit Bryce Underwood, 10, 12 million bucks, etc. And you know what? I wonder how much Larry Ellison's worth. Let's just check, shall we? $290.6 billion. I decided to do the math on how much, let's say it's 20 million fine plus another 20 million, that's 40 million bucks. You know how much that is to Larry Ellison of his 290.6 billion current net worth? 0.000068 of 1%. Pocket change. That's all it is. Now, they will have to remove the lint out of that pocket change and then pay the NCAA, which is what this is about. NCAA is going to get a ton of money, which they're going to use, and it works out great for them. They can keep those super high salaries and walk around like big shots with their little NCAA insignia on their shirts and jackets. Y'all, yeah, fantastic. And let's get into this a little bit, their explanation. It says, aligning penalties with the current landscape require deviating in some areas, namely postseason ban and scholarship reductions. Importantly, the fact that the current landscape of college athletics has evolved faster than potential changes, says guidelines does not absolve Michigan from required core penalties.
You sure about that?
A postseason is required in this case for level 1 aggravated violations. Michigan is also a repeat violator. Given that fact, a multi-year postseason ban would be appropriate. That said, the NCAA said, nah, let's not do that. Let's just charge them some money. And it talks about a postseason ban would unfairly penalize student athletes for the actions of coaches and staff that are no longer there. Hey, we're in the transfer portal age. Nobody has to be punished. They can walk away if they want to. So it's not like they're stuck like they used to be. Though the committee did not impose a postseason ban, even though their bylaw said they absolutely should have, they took the anticipated loss of postseason competitive revenue from them. Let's see what the fines are. $7.10 million, which would be 10% of the football budget. $27 million. Oh, it's $27 million total, not $40 million, because $6 million from the college football playoff, $21 million college football playoff. Maybe it's $30 million. Pete Thamel put this on X. Says, across 3 seasons, Stallions used a network of individuals to scout 13 future opponents 56 times across 52 separate contests. Those individuals included Stallions' acquaintances, another Michigan football staff member, current and former interns, and their friends. The network was known as the KGB. In practice, Stallions would purchase the game tickets, targeting seats in the lower level with a clear view of the sideline. I wonder why you'd need a clear view of the sideline, Connor. I guess those are just better tickets. You can make more profit on them, right? He would then transfer the tickets to the KGB members set to attend each game, using phones often purchased and provided by Stallions to record, obviously, the signals from the sidelines. Then the scouts would then send Stallions film, which he would analyze and decipher the opponent's signals. When asked how he funded the purchase of the tickets, Stallions insisted that he did it himself. He spent $35,000 on tickets alone in 2022. Funny, the year 2022, I believe one of those tickets was the Kentucky-Tennessee game.
Oh, hell no!
He makes $60 grand a year. He spent $35,000 on just the tickets. What about travel? What about food and lodging for the individuals that went? Was that just a gift from them? I doubt it. An intern's going to pay his own food and lodging and all that? Travel? Somehow he did it on 60 grand. Shocking, huh? Stallions explained that he made significant amount of money by renting out and later selling his home. And of course, if you'll remember, he also sold used vacuum cleaners. That was another way he made all that money.
I said don't disturb you, I'm cleaning my room!
Oh, and let's see here. I wonder why they couldn't get any more information from Stallions. Lastly, as it relates to Stallions, his conduct following his separation from Michigan hindered the enforcement staff's investigation efforts in numerous ways. In a recorded phone call between Stallions and student athlete 1, Stallions told him that his personal phone was shattered in 1,000 pieces under a pond. Stallions also said that they don't have hard drives of my film. of the film. My film is in the bottom of the pond. When asked about those comments during the hearing, Stalions admitted that he disposed of the phone in the pond. At the hearing, Stalions was asked whether he failed to preserve relevant materials when he disposed of his phone, to which he replied, "I can't answer no to that." Says during the same phone call, Stalions also asked student-athlete 1 to provide false information to the enforcement staff related to his role in the scheme. He said, "Again, if you stick to that story, you're good. Whatever you say is your story, and that's going to be what the truth is. This is not the court of law. You can technically lie your ass off." Here's another X from Chris Vanini. Says, from the NCAA report, the true scope and scale of the scheme, including the competitive advantage it conferred, will never be known due to individuals' intentional destruction and withholding of materials and information. South Carolina, I know you're breathing a sigh of relief. Everything destroyed. Doesn't even matter, does it? So if you did get those signs and signals, how are we ever going to know? Everything's destroyed. It's on the bottom of a pond. And is somebody going to fess up? I think you had our signs and signals.
Allegedly.
We'll be talking about that tonight, 9 o'clock on Rec Talk with Carolina Jackpot. The debate, it's a happening.
Oh, this is going to get damn ugly right here.
Don't miss that, 9 o'clock Rec Talk. And you're going to get to vote. Oh, and are they having fun on the internet with this? Here is Michigan getting their penalties.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up. Now get out.
Oh, yeah, they're celebrating. Says breaking. It's over. No NCAA hammer. Natty title stays. No vacated wins. No postseason ban. Simply national champions and one of the greatest college football teams in history. And then they pull down this picture right here. Michigan, you know, what can I say? You pulled it off. You pulled off the greatest caper in the history of my lifetime as far as cheating is concerned. I've never seen college football like this, where for 2.5 years, you guys had everybody's signs and signals, it appears. I mean, the win-loss record's insane. It really is. When you look at Michigan's win and loss record against the line, Vegas, look what happened with Jim Harbaugh before Connor Stalions. 32-38, a 46 win percentage. 2021 through 3, where Mr. Connor was involved, 28-13, a 68%, and that's with Vegas adjusting every week. They couldn't keep up. Almost a 70% win total. Amazing. Then as soon as he left, back to 46%. I'll be dogged. Folks, you got to give credit where credit is due. 2.5 years of just blatant cheating, and they got away with it. All they got to do is call Larry Ellison. He'll stroke a check. Like I said, that's pocket change to that man. There are no ramifications for this. None. And they played it perfectly. They didn't cooperate in any way. They're repeat offenders. They got caught red-handed, and there are no penalties other than a slap on the wrist and some money. And the current coach that's supposed to be on probation and all this, he's going to be right there, second game, right back at it. And he self-imposed the third and fourth game, which he didn't obviously care about too much. And then he's right back to normal, fine. You're going to put some show cause on him? It won't make any difference. None of that makes any difference. I can tell you this much. Other teams out there, they are not going to think twice about the NCAA anymore. Their penalties rules mean nothing. Nothing. This, you think you saw Wild Wild West the last year or two. From this point forward, it's nothing but the Wild Wild West. Until we go to collective bargaining, that's all this is going to be. The NCAA, they're done. They're done. I said if they don't do anything about this, they're a figurehead, they're toast. It's worse than I thought. I thought they would at least hit a 1-year postseason ban because they didn't cooperate. I mean, they fought this the entire time. Connor Stalions destroys evidence. You got your head coach who deletes 52 texts and he's a repeat offender. Meh. One extra game, that'll teach him. It's just amazing. It is what it is, folks. NCAA's, they're done. They're done. Dalton, tell them.
It'll get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, it's going to get way worse, folks, before it gets better.
Roadhouse.
So, again, if you like the content, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, boom, boom, boom. Help you get my content. Won't cost you a dime. And right over here's the most recent video. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk J, 9 o'clock tonight. Rec Talk.
say when.